It's Two on the Aisle with me, Charles Gross.
And me, Jeff Goodman.
Tonight, American Idiot, Fences, and Come Fly Away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Two on the Aisle.
Yay!
Yay. Oh, you're so happy to be back. I'm glad.
I'm thrilled to be back.
What about American Idiot?
Don't want to be an American idiot.
Okay, well.
I loved it.
You did. Okay. Hey, can I get on camera occasionally?
No. It's all about me.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, now American Idiot is a musical with music by
Green Day.
All right, haven't had to do that in ages. Green Day, and what's it about?
It's about three friends who decide to leave their hometown. Only one never gets out of the house.
Well, I think three of them leave. One of them stays with his pregnant girlfriend.
No, two of them leave. One
It
of
is
them
two of
stays,
them?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, because basically once whoever leaves, they only concentrate on one. We really don't hear too much about the other.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You can see about the one who stays home. You can see he's miserable. His friend is having sex, drugs, and rock and roll until he's had enough, and he becomes miserable, and he ends up going home.
Charlie obviously does not remember the show.
There wasn't much to remember.
There was plenty to remember.
Oh, really?
It's a brilliant album. It's a brilliant show.
Maybe a brilliant album.
It's a great show.
Not a great show.
It's about three friends who decide to leave home. One friend learns that his girlfriend is pregnant, and he is kind of unwillingly not allowed to leave his hometown.
Yeah, he feels
so
kind of
two of them leave their hometown. They go to the big city. At the big city, they're not really successful at getting any kind of employment. So one guy sits at home all day and just watches TV and wastes away being an American idiot.
Well, so does the guy who stayed back home.
No, but yes. Well, he's more henpecked than anything.
Really?
So, and then the third person goes out to find nightlife and activity, and he really kind of works hard. Unfortunately, he gets sucked into the world of drugs. Rock and drugs.
I don't know if he gets sucked to it so much as he kind of jumps into it.
Well, he had his alter ego there who was kind of pulling him, and you heard that other guy was actually his alter ego, by the way.
Oh, is that what it was supposed to be?
Well, see.
Oh, where were you getting all this?
Well, if you turn into your playbill and you see St. Jimmy, see. But there was something that says alternate ego. But
Sure that was an understudy?
No.
Okay.
Just keep going and I'll find it for you.
Well, basically, it doesn't have much of a plot. He comes, they've got this, it's a triumph of a lot of style, a lot of flash, a lot of rock and roll, but very little, if any, substance. The characters are not caricatures, but very one-dimensional. The story, hardly surprising. The biggest thrill of the evening was when Green Day got up and did an encore.
Well, anyway.
On that.
But it follows the three people, and then, of course, the guy who sits at home watching TV eventually joins up in the armed forces.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, they kind of, they said, oh, wait, we need to show the guy in the armed forces. Bring him out! So he comes out, we see him, hello, goodbye.
No, you saw him join the armed forces.
Yes, we did. And what happens after that?
He was watching TV, and he was watching an exercise show, and the exercise show turns into the recruitment film. You don't remember any of this?
Yeah, barely.
Barely. I know.
But there wasn't much to remember. There's not much happening.
That's because in the middle of, amazing decibels, your eyes were going...
No, they were open the whole time, unfortunately, for better or for worse. And even if that were the case, what does it tell you if they're going at 90 decibels?
Well, I couldn't believe it.
And you can sleep through it. Doesn't say much about what's going on stage.
I know. I just couldn't believe it.
Now, lots of television sets. I'll give you that. Lots of flash.
I loved it. I thought it was
good performances.
The direction was fantastic.
There was nothing to direct.
No,
I take that back. I have to backtrack on that because yes, the direction was very good, but there's not, because of all this world he creates. But it's basically, what it is? It's a Broadway music video, essentially.
Yes.
Because, music videos don't have much in the way of storylines.
But it did have a storyline.
I said not much in the
But
way of story.
it was okay because
It had a very, very razor-thin, blink-if-you-miss-it type storyline.
No, you knew where the storyline was going. It wasn't
Exactly.
It wasn't
predictable.
Yes, it wasn't exactly new, but it had a storyline.
No characters.
It had the characters.
It had the characters, but they don't. Not much happens with them. Yeah, all right, fine. This guy goes out. He has a lot of sex. He does a lot of drugs.
Well,
he gets a job so he can come home, and he comes home. I'm coming home.
He comes home because he realizes he got into drugs. That was wrong. He has to fix himself up. He gets himself straight. He does a lot. He goes through a ton of changes, and so does his other friend. And both other friends do. One becomes a parent.
Pregnant girlfriend. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, but
that's why he doesn't go. But they don't grow. That's the thing.
They grew and they fought. They fought. They grew and they went apart.
There's not much. There's not much growth here.
Charlie,
and it's very, very one-dimensional. You're seduced by music that you like, by this very flashy, very flamboyant set. But boil it down, Jeff, and there's really nothing. It's a house of cards.
I liked it a lot. I thought I didn't. I think it has a lot to say.
What did it say?
It talks about the wasted youth. It's all about wasted youth.
Okay, well, that I'll give you.
And
yes.
I mean, honestly, Charlie, you have to understand what it's about. You have to listen and follow it. And there are three very specific lines. There are three characters that change, and they change because of the people around them. They have the girl who's what's her name, believe it or not. Yeah, well, that was a character.
She made such a strong impression on you.
Her character name.
Her character was what's her name?
What's her name?
Yes. Okay.
That was his girlfriend.
Okay.
Okay. See, what's her name?
Okay.
And then there's the extraordinary girl who comes in and helps him about.
Right.
He was in love with what's her name. What's her name brought him into drugs.
Right.
And the extraordinary girl brought him out of drugs.
Right.
Okay.
The extraordinary girl doesn't last too long, does she?
Sure. She's around for quite a while. But and then the other guy goes into the army, and he's changed by the people around him.
Yes, but we don't see any of that happen.
You didn't see? Did you miss the entire scene where he's in the army hospital?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So
isn't that where the extraordinary girl comes in? Because I don't think there's anyone who gets the other guy off of drugs. I think the extraordinary girl was in the hospital.
Oh, that's right. I think you're right. Sorry.
Yeah. In fact, no one actually gets him off of drugs. He just kind of gets himself off drugs, takes an office job. And then, so he's trying to make the money to go home, which I think he finally gets by selling the guitar.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so you were paying attention.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
was. But the interesting thing is it takes the two of us to absorb what was happening, which really wasn't all that much.
But
it's kind of like a blink if you miss it type, and you miss it type
but
thing.
it did progress, the whole thing. I thought the visual. I love the visuals.
But you just invented an extra character into it.
No,
you were kind of in your mind.
I put her in a different situation. You're right.
On that. Well, what does that say about the story? Does that mean that anyone who goes to see something sees a totally different story? And maybe that's was the intent.
No, it's not. But anyway, it had storyline. It was good.
Yeah.
I like the visuals in the whole show. I really loved all the visuals. I'm very disappointed that he wasn't nominated for Best Director because I think taking all these and the cast, holy mackerel, the energy, they're just. I mean, this is one of the biggest stages on Broadway at the St. James, and they have it's really kind of a bare stage with a lot of scaffolding, windows, and TV sets, and everything is projected. But these guys are running up and they are scaling. They're going up and down 5-10 feet at a time. They had at least a 10-foot scaffolding that came down. It works on edge, and it became a bus.
What were the TVs adding to this?
Well, the TVs were adding a perception to it. It was all of what these people were seeing. I mean, I believe that's the American Idiot. The Idiot Box is a TV, right?
It has been called such, yes.
Okay, so and that's where they learn. That's where the one guy got seduced into the army. That obviously, people learn a lot from TV. They showed everything on at the time. It was about the time.
Well, too bad they couldn't learn how to build a better story from TV. That's all I can say.
I don't know. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a great
highlight
show.
of the show, I think, for me was just because it was so theatrical. Was when Green Day actually got up, did an encore.
Well, that
And it was just, but that doesn't happen every night. But it was a nice treat.
It was a great thing for us, Charlie.
Just to
but
see
this
it.
is not what the everyday theater goer is
No.
going to see.
No.